Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Michaela and I'm going to do today with you a new pattern. It's actually a swim skirt with the bottoms included. Really this pattern is so special. I've worked for a little while right now. And I'm so excited to finally to have it finally finished. So as you can see, this pattern will have these beautiful waves. I did them with my rotary cutter, so I just simply traced the waves from the pattern like this. If you don't have a rotary cutter, you can always trace it with a pen and afterwards gently cut it with your swim scissors. So I'm gonna show you the pieces which I have already prepared. It's also gonna be a ruched skirt. So exciting. I really am like so happy to have finally this pattern. So this is the front piece. These sides, they will be connected and they will have a channel which will help your skirt to ruche like this, right? I have already my spaghetti strap made, and this is the waistband, yeah, and this is the back of my skirt, right, like that. And afterwards I have the bottoms. The bottoms are connected to the skirt. Of course, if you don't want to attach the bottoms to the skirt, you can only do the skirt, right? I will try maybe just to offer separately just the skirt pattern files. The bottoms I've cut here, it's full coverage, right? I will be offering another coverages, let's say thong and cheeky. This is my front piece, this is my back piece and the lining. I wanted to do all in one color, but I've in the last moment I've realized I didn't have enough fabric, but no worries, since this is not a visible seam, you won't be able to see the lining, so you can put the lining any color you wish. This is the front piece, front lycra and lining. So first I am going to start with the constructions of the bottoms, so then it's easy in case you're not interested, you don't want to make the bottoms, you just want to make the skirt. It's not a problem. You can skip these steps. So first what I'm going to do, I'm going to place the front piece on top of my back piece, and I'm going to pin at the crotch side, and pin the sides as well. If you did any of my patterns lately, I did show this step before actually. This is actually just to conceal the seam from both inside and outside. So I'm pinning here and here as well. So I'm pinning the sides and the crotch. I will be doing this for both lycra and lining, and I will be doing bust stitching, so the sides and the crotch, and the same, I will repeat exactly the same steps for my lining pieces. You will always recognize my lining pieces since I have this white lining. So the same, I'm pinning over here, and I will be pinning the sides as well. And I'm going ahead and I'm going to show you what I mean by bust stitching. I do this so I make my life easier, because you will have to actually stitch over 4 layers of fabric. Stitching over 4 layers of lycra, it's quite tricky, really. Even the most experienced sewists have some issues, because lycra is a fabric really slippery, and it can move easily around. So I have my normal straight stitch, and I will put it on the highest stitch length, and I'm gonna show you just this one off camera, and then I move on to all the rest, and I'm going to show you afterwards the next steps. So I'm just gonna do one stitch. For this, like the normal usual basting stitches, I always do some small cuts after, but for this is actually not necessarily, because it's not going to need any tension over to provide elasticity, to provide stretch. So I just do the one straight stitch over. Right. So I've got here my little thread. Yeah, so it's just a simple stitch with the highest stitch length. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to do this on my sides and on my lining. Once I'm finished, I'll come back with the next steps. Okay, so I'm back with all the sides and the crotch area stitched already, and I'm not sure if I already said to you, I'm so sorry if I didn't. We are placing right sides of the fabric facing together. So here I've placed right side of the fabric facing together. There, like this is the right side, what is the inside, right? So next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my lycra piece and I'm going to place it over my lining piece, and you will see I'm sandwiching my two front pieces. I'm sandwiching them inside, and then I will be pinning and stitching again the sides and the crotch. So this way, you see I'm actually sewing over 4 layers of fabric, right? What I did the step before, because this way it's so much easier to do these 4 layers of fabric. So I'm just going ahead to my serger. If you don't have an overlock machine, you can always use a zigzag stitch with your normal sew machine. I'm struggling to place them correctly on top of each other, right, like that. So as you can see, I'm sewing over all 4 layers of fabric. I'll be making sure that I go quite slow. Right, so I'm going to repeat this on my sides and on both sides, right? And once I'm done, I'll come back with the next steps. Okay, so I have my stitches, my side stitch and the crotch area stitch, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to practically separate my front pieces from the back pieces, just like that. So I've got here my front pieces and I've got here my back pieces, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin all along everything. So I'm going to pin the upper part, and for this I'm going to do just a simple bust stitching, and I'm going to pin, bust stitch, and afterwards I will be adding elastic to my leg openings. The upper part I'm going to just simply pin and do a bust stitching around, and I'm going to show you what I mean by bust stitching. So I'm pinning like this. This is actually, like I say always, it's to make sure that your 2 layers of fabric are fixed, are not moving, since sewing different layers of fabric, afterwards you will be adding the skirt, and afterwards you'll be adding the waistband. So of course sewing different layers of fabric really can be a bit tricky, right? Let's just say like that. So it's always easier to isolate 2 layers and 2 layers, and continue from that. Okay, so the same like before, I have my stitch on the highest stitch length, and I'm going over. I try to stay as much as I can close to the edge. And you see, because I've pinned, this process, it's so easy and so fast. Okay, so I've bust stitched my upper part, and what I do now, I make small cuts into it so it allows a stretch later on. Also, additionally, once I've done this, I add I give a little stretch to my fabric, but only tiny bit, because I don't want it to roll. You know, lycra can be rolling, so in order not to have to remove, so if you have the time and the patience to remove your bust stitching, you can remove it once you've sewn everything together. I usually just do these little cuts in it, and that is really helpful enough. So now I'm going to do the same thing for my leg openings, and once I'm done, I'm going to attach the elastic on just on the leg openings, and I'm going to show you how I do it on one side, and as well I'm going to show you how I top stitch it after. Okay, so bust stitching done, and as you can see, I have everything bust stitched, front and upper side and the leg openings. And now I'm going to my normal sewing machine, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to, on the lining side, I'm going to add elastic, but only to my leg openings. The upper part, I'm going to leave it without any elastic. You will understand why, because we will attach the skirt later on. So I'm having here 6 millimeters rubber elastic, and as you can see, I'm guiding it with my fingers. And why? Because this way I'm doing this little creasing, you see, like that, to my fabric, and this is actually helping afterwards not to wave when doing the bust stitching, the top stitching. All right, so that's adding elastic. You can do this obviously with your normal sewing machine, doing a zigzag stitch in case you don't have a serger. And next I'm going to turn it on the right side of the fabric, so the right side of the fabric is facing me, the lycra side. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold it like that inside, and I'm going to set up my machine on a zigzag stitch, and it's about 3.5. Right, so I'm folding it inside, I'm placing it on top of my under my foot, and I do a few back and forth. So in case you find that the seam bit is going a little slower, you give a little pull, and usually it works. So this is how I'm doing the top stitching. So I'm folding the seam inside, and then I go over top stitching it. Of course, if you do have a cover stitch, you can use a cover stitch. I do have a cover stitch, but I'm honest with you, it's not threaded right now, so it's just simply easier to zigzag. And this way I wanted to show you how to do it with your normal sewing machine. And you see I'm slightly pulling with my finger because I don't want that it gets any bulkier gathering fabric behind it, right? So I'm pulling a little bit, not much. All right, so the top stitching is done, adding elastic is done, and look how beautiful it looks like. There is actually no waving at all, and it will give a good snug in the back. So I'm going to do the other side, and we are going to continue afterwards with the construction of the skirt. Okay, so I have my bottoms already prepared, and now we are going to move on first to the skirt pieces. So I'm going to place on the table the back piece of the skirt, which is the right side together facing me, right? And what I'm going to do first, I'm going to connect the sides. So you will see in the difference that one side is a little shorter and another curve. I mean, one curve is a little shorter, one curve is a little longer. This is because of the ruching. So the curve, which is a little shorter, will be connected with the side of the skirt, just like that. And in this case as well, you see one side is a little longer and one side is a little shorter, the curve. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin. And another, I want to give you some important information about the skirt construction. So it will be anyways indicated on the pattern, but I just wanted to say it's really important for the skirt that you're cutting along the grain. So the skirt has more elasticity, right? So it's really important that you would be cutting along the grain, the skirt, and as well, obviously, the waistband. So yes, I just pin the sides just like that. And if you wish, you can go ahead and do a bust stitching. I will go straight to my serger and I will serge these two sides, right? Like that. And then I'm coming back and I will show you how we are going first to create the strap channel, and we are going to introduce the strap inside it. So I'm going to sew the sides, right? The sides, you can zigzag stitch or serge, right? And once I'm done, I'll come back to show you the next step. So the skirt is almost connected. I've connected the sides of it, yes. And now I also went ahead and I hemmed the side. It's just easier afterwards to fold for the strap channel. In case you don't have, like I said, in case you don't have a serger or no overlocker, you can always use your zigzag stitch. So next thing I'm going to do, actually, I am going to pin the remaining piece to create the skirt. I'm going to pin, and I'm going to do a straight stitch. And actually I will be having for this stitch, very important because there is a lot of pressure on this stitch. First of all, this stitch I will be I'll be repeating it. I will do two times the same. Over stitch, so two times the same stitch, in order to not to lose it, right? Let's just say like that, because this stitch has a lot of pressure, so I want that it's really secured. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stitch about 1.5 centimeters from the edge, right? And like this. And I make my stitch really, really small. Too small. So yeah, as you can see, I'm going with this little distance, because later on I will do another parallel stitch in order to create the strap channel. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to repeat one more time. I don't want to bore you. I'll stop the camera once I'm finished repeating. You see, that's why you want a small stitch, because you don't want the seams to be like too visual, right? So this small stitch is perfect, but really, just to be sure, I always prefer to do one more stitch over. So yes, I'm going to do this off camera, and then I'm going to show you how I'm creating the strap channel. Okay, so for the strap channel, what I'm going to do, the fabric is on the wrong side facing me, right? And I'm turning, I'm separating each layer of these pieces of the fabric, right? I'm separating them, and I do a straight stitch over. So I do I do a parallel stitch. So I do another stitch, straight stitch, but this time over the little. And it's very important that you check that you're not sewing over more layers. Okay. This is almost done. Now I'm going to do off camera the other side, and then I'm going to introduce the strap, and I will fix the strap first before attaching the bottoms. Okay, so here's my stitch, right? I will be using my loop turner, if I find it. Yes, I do. So I'm using my loop turner for this to introduce the strap through the strap channel, and you will see in a minute. I will introduce the other side, and then I'm going to secure the strap. So I've actually made just one long strap, but it will be used as two individuals, since I'm going to secure the exit, right? Because this will be attached to the waistband. So this bit here, I'm going to secure it like this, and actually actually even I'm going to trim, divide in two like this, and straight stitch over. Perfect. So now I'm going to trim the remaining, and this moment I will be attaching the bottoms, and once I attach the bottoms, then I will be attaching the waistband over. So I have here the waistband, and both sides are exactly the same, so I'm going to stitch the sides, the two sides, with a zigzag stitch or an overlocker. I'm going to first stitch the sides like this. And once I've stitched the sides, I will also be adding already my elastic. Like I say, it's not obligatory, but I recommend it also because it's adding elastic before, it's so much easier to do the top stitching. So I'm going to add my transparent elastic. This is to the upper part of my band, right? This part will come up, and the curved down will be connected with the rest of the skirt. But since it was on the table, I'm just going to go ahead and do this first. So I'm adding the elastic on the wrong side of the fabric, like I would say, like it would be a lining, if there would be a lining on it, but there's no lining, there's no need for a lining for this. So I'm placing the elastic a little under. And I'm trying not to pull the elastic. I let it crease just a tiny bit, because afterwards, when I will be doing the top stitching, it's so much easier that it doesn't wave my top stitching. Okay, so here it is, and next I'm going to do a little top stitching, and then I'm going to continue to attach the bottoms to my skirt. So I wanted to do actually this first. So now I've turned the band facing me, right? This is the good side of the fabric, and I'm folding it inside, and I will be doing a zigzag stitch over. I wanted to do the waistband first, because I think it's so much easier, so you don't get confused, or I don't get confused on which side goes up and which side down. So then you will immediately know which side will be connected to the skirt. So like before, I'm doing the top stitching with a zigzag stitch, and I'm folding the seam towards the inside. And you see, this way you don't get any waving of the fabric. So I'll be doing the rest off camera. Once I'm done, I will show you the connection of the bottoms with the skirt, and then the waistband with the skirt and the bottoms. Okay, so I have here my skirt ready, my band of the skirt ready, and the bottoms, I have them as well ready to be connected together. And I am keeping the skirt on the wrong side of the fabric. Well, actually, I will turn it on the right side of the fabric, right? And very important detail, make sure that you're matching the front with the front of the bottoms and the back with the back of the bottoms. So you will be introducing the bottoms inside of your skirt, just like this. And this time you're actually having the skirt on the front, the bottoms on the front, right? Then when you will do the band, then you will place the band over. So what I'm always doing, I'm always starting to pin from the seams, so we are matching perfectly the seams together, right? Like this. And these are my bottoms, outer seam. And I'm pinning all around, and like I always do, I'm going to do a bust stitching over, and afterwards it will be ready to be attached together with the band. So I'll do the bust stitching over. I am also going to do the small cuts into the bust stitching, because as you see here, I'm already sewing over 3 layers of fabric, right? So it's really important that it has stretch. All right, so I've pinned everything, bottoms are underneath, right side, and I'm going all around in a circle doing the bust stitching. Once I'm done, I'll show you how I will add the waistband. Okay, so I did a bust stitching over my bottoms and the skirt, right? And I'm ready now to attach the band to the waistband to the skirt, right? And have in mind that the waistband, it is slightly bit smaller than the skirt, right? So you will have to stretch tiny bit your fabric around it, so it has a little snug at the waist. So like you see, I've placed the right side facing, so the right side over over the skirt, so I'm facing right side of the fabric with right side of the fabric, and I'm going around pinning it like this. And this, in this moment, because I'm actually sewing over technically 2 layers, I will go directly to my serger, and I will serge everything all around in a circle. Let me just get my thing. Like this. So yes, in this very moment you will be stitching over 4 layers of fabric, but because you did a basting stitching, it will be like you're sewing over 2. Actually, I would prefer to switch, have the waistband underneath. So as you can see, I'm guiding and I'm not going too fast because I don't want my my layers of fabric to move. I'm not adding elastic because we already did the waistband, and having this seam over 4 layers of fabric is already acting quite like an elastic, I would say. This skirt is so great, even if you don't want to wear it at the pool, you can do sports, and you've got the bottoms already underneath. Any sport like surfing or volleyball at the beach. Okay, so this was the last stitch, and now we're turning on the right side. Like that. Look how beautiful it's looking. I'm so excited having this project done. Don't forget to trim your little your little threads around. Yes, this skirt is really definitely very special, this skirt. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please feel free to write me, and if not, I wish you happy sewing.